What's going on, people, and welcome to my match recap and player ratings for the other day's game. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. I was only one off the prediction. However, the way the game panned out is still frustrating to lose like we did, because it was 1-1 for most of the game. And then the last 10 minutes, what happens. And yeah, very frustrating, but I'm not hugely surprised at the same time, because Arsenal are just a much better team and club at the moment, just top to bottom. So I feel like we did well to keep it at 1-1 for as long as we did, but it's still frustrating that we can't grind out the draw or nick it ourselves. So, not hugely surprised, but frustrated at the same time. I don't think the midfield and the attack was good enough for us, like anywhere near it, and I think the defence and the keeper were where the team sort of not thrived, but were the best at. I'll get into the ratings in a minute, but obviously there's been a lot of stuff coming out in the last 24 hours about Antony, which I'm not going to do a video about because there's too much negativity. I'm not a fan of him anyway. We have to wait and see if it is false allegations or if there's truth in it, but we've already had the mess with Greenwood. They've got the stuff with Sancho going on, and now Antony. It's just soap opera FC. I'm not going to make a video on it like most YouTubers and United fans and just like dial in on that negativity and just talk about it and give it energy and light. So just wanted to mention it. Our club is like, that's my new name for the club, Soap Opera FC. Player ratings, Onana 6. I thought he made some good saves in the game at different times, even though we ended up losing. I don't think he's really at fault for any of the goals. Maybe he could do better on one or two of them, but I don't think really he did a lot wrong. But he had a pretty good game. 6. Aaron Wan-Bissaka 6. I thought he dealt with Martinelli for most of the game. Doesn't offer a lot going forward, but he tries to. It's just, it's not natural to him, but he does put the effort in to try and do it. And defensively, I thought he was pretty good, so 6. Lindelof 5, obviously went off with an injury later on, but I thought he had a pretty good game, average. Martinez 6, I thought he made some crucial blocks, and obviously unfortunately went off injured, but until he went off injured I thought he was one of the better players in the team. Some crucial blocks, as I said. Dalot 5, I thought he started better than average, but then as the game went on I feel like he got caught a few times, and that goal from Jesus, he comes sliding in, and he is the only one that's close to him and making an effort to try and get him. So I give him props on that, but he goes sliding past him, makes it too easy, and Jesus just cuts back in, and he's nowhere to be seen because he's sliding past him. So I don't think it was terrible, but average. Casemiro, average 5. I thought he started pretty poor or below average, and as the game went on, he got a bit better, but nothing great. Didn't take control of the midfield. 6, but he is isolated in there as well. You're playing Eriksen next to him, and if anything, Bruno should be playing where Eriksen is, and Eriksen should be playing at Bruno's position and swap the positions. But Ten Hag, for whatever reason, feels like Eriksen can play a position as a number 8, and he isn't a number 8, he's a 10. So I'd have put Bruno in Eriksen's position, but it is what it is. 4 for Eriksen. He's involved in one of the goals for us, but he's also involved in not blocking out one of the goals for Arsenal. So yeah, not great. 4. Antony, as I said, lots of stuff coming out about him at the moment, but just on this game the other day, I gave him a 3. I'm not a fan of him. I think he's very wasteful when he has the opportunities. Doesn't make the right decisions 90% of the time, and he's petulant. He works hard, but that's not enough. Antony 3. Bruno 3. I feel like he just struggled to get involved in the game again. If he'd have played in that 8 position where Eriksen played, I feel like we would have had a bit more of a chance in the midfield, but he didn't. He played at 10, and I don't think he was involved enough. And as your captain, I don't think he leaded either, or didn't have enough influence as a captain. So 3. Rashford 4, obviously he scores a goal, but I feel like his attitude he still looks a bit uninterested at times. Doesn't track back enough for me. I know he was doing it a little bit more in this game, but I don't think he's got the focus. There was one point where he should square it across the box for a tap-in. I can't remember who it was for, but he doesn't, makes the wrong choice and loses the ball. Just frustrating for me. He's a lot better than he showed. 4. Martial 3. I know our strikers get no service, but sometimes I still think they can come and grab the ball, demand it, and take it off of other players if they have to. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't track back. He doesn't work hard enough for me. I like him when he's up for it, but it's very rare that he's up for it, and it's very rare that he's fit. 3. And then the subs, we had Evans, Maguire, Garnacho and Højlund. Obviously, Garnacho scores a goal, then it gets disallowed, which I think is ridiculous, because what was offside? Like a quarter of a fingernail. Like, joke. So I felt bad for Garnacho because he took it well, and then it got disallowed. 6 for him for that, even though it was disallowed. Højlund made his debut, came on. I would have started with him instead of Martial, but he came on. I thought he looked good. He looked strong. It looks like he's got a turn of pace. Held the ball up better than Martial, so I'm excited to see more of him. Hopefully he can start the next game. 5 for Højlund. And then Evans and Maguire, I gave them both a 4. Because the Declan Rice goal, they're both a bit slow to react. And I don't see why Maguire has to come on, even though we've got injuries. I would have still avoided bringing him on and brought someone else on, because I think he's that bad. And Evans I like, but wasn't great when he came on. So they both get a 4. Man of the match for me, I gave it to Onana in the end. I thought like he had a decent game and made some good saves. But the defence and the keeper were the best of the bunch. The midfield lacked and the attack lacked a lot. Fair play and all credit to Arsenal. As I said, they're a much better team from top to bottom at the moment than us. But this one does hurt. I'll be back soon with another one, guys, for the Brighton game, which that's what you're getting from me so far on it. It doesn't get any easier. But I'll be back with a preview for that soon, guys. Obviously, there's an international break now, so no Premier League football for about a week, which I hate the international break, especially to do one game. It's pointless. I know it's a qualifier, but it's just boring. I'll be back soon, guys. Stay tuned. I'll catch you soon.